Lights turned off. Green flag about to wave this time by. If you're standing in the stands, we'll ask you to please grab a seat, give your fellow race fan and especially the youngsters in the crowd a good clear view of the racing action.
Final time on the track before 6 heat races here tomorrow night at the Racing for Heroes start zone, and it's Corey Hedgecock. In the 23 car, Pierce will work the outside down the back straightaway. I think if Pierce, if he wins this, he might be the top point man, but he'll start fourth in a heat race here tomorrow night as we invert four and each of the 6 heat races, and Hedgecock is out in front at lap 1.
He would definitely be the high point man with 2 wins. Hedgecock, though, as you just said, James, your leader at the end of lap number 1. Pierce is second, Davenport third, Bronson fourth. Jimmy Owens fifth, Matt Cosner continues his solid weekend. He runs in position number 6. Cosner looking to the outside of Stormy Scott, rather looking to the inside of Matt Cosner, just behind this group of cars. 2 laps in the books. Hedgecock, Pierce, Davenport, the top 3.
Down the back straightaway, Corey Hedgecock, Loudon, Tennessee. He and his father built those Eagle Racing engines. BMF race car chassis out of turn 4. You see the battle back here between O'Neill, Stricker, and Overton. That is for 9th, 10th, and 11th here in this second and final 25 lap of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
You know, I talked to Corey Hedgecock last night, or yesterday afternoon rather, for a little while. And he said, I've only come up to Florence a couple times. He said, I came up here for the first time a few years ago. And he said, just for whatever reason, I just kind of took a liking to this place. He said something about the surface, something about the size and shape of the racetrack. It reminds me of a few things back home. He said, I just feel like it's a racetrack that we could get ourselves a big win on. And right now, he's out front coming right. And the Gorsuch Performance caution is out for the first time in your Group B feature. Leave. The yellow is for debris on the back straightaway. Yep, we see Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials making their way out and grab that debris. Dale Robinson going to pick that up.
All right, Dustin, 4 in the books. Hedgecock will be out in front. We'll have the Delaware double file restart here with 21 to go. It'll be Pierce, Davenport, Bronson, Owens is 5th, and Cosner, Scott, Stormy Scott, Moran, O'Neill, and Stricker, the top 10. Well, Pierce will have the option to pick bottom or top. What do you think? Well, I don't know. You got to pick the top, don't you?
Well, I think I would, but that's also why I'm on a microphone and not behind the wheel of a race car. It's been discussed many times. My talent behind the wheel is not good.
Your dad's a pretty good shoe, though.
Had a good run last week going at Muskingum County. First time out in over a year. He was second in his heat race. He was running 7th in the feature. And
you got to get him nailed door for the Dirt Track World Championship.
I'm trying.
I know.
Trying a Kryptonite race car. We'll see. It's still that's still the modified Kryptonite house car that Larry Jarrett's in.
Mama Jane, though, not behind the wheel.
No.
But Mama Tanya Thornton.
Mama Tanya Thornton has been behind the wheel of a race car. All right, Pierce going to choose the inside. 4 scored, 21 to go. Hedgecock, Pierce, Davenport, Bronson, and Owens. Your top 5, Costner 6th, Storm 7th, Devin 8th, Hudson 9th, and the Stricker streak. Adam Stricker rounds out the top 10 again. 4 laps complete, 21 laps to go. Yellow lights turned off. They're in the Delaware double file restart behind that large crowd on the back straightaway. Going to fire off the Racing for Heroes restart zone.
Hedgecock down the main straightaway, back underway. Good restart for Jonathan Davenport, trying the outside. Hedgecock shut the door. JD to the top, the reigning Sunoco North-South 100 winner. Pierce tries the bottom. Oh, baby. It's getting hot and heavy as we score lap 5. Davenport for the lead in turn 3, Dustin.
And when he clears Corey Hedgecock momentarily down in turns 3 and 4, here comes Pierce down on the inside. You've got a new race leader on lap number 5. It's Superman Jonathan Davenport. Corey Hedgecock second, Bobby Pierce third. Now Pierce down to the inside of Corey Hedgecock in battle for the second spot. Good race there. Look who's lurking in fourth. James, one of the 2-3-time North-South 100 champs, Jimmy Owens in the 20.
Here he comes. Here comes Stormy Scott. Top 5 right there all together. It's 0.8 of a second for Davenport over Pierce. Hedgecock will get a wound up top, down the back straightaway. Will he go to the bottom? And he thought about it. Here comes Jimmy Owens. Out at turn 4, Davenport's pulling away, Dustin, here with 7 in the books.
0.8 of a second was the advantage for JD last time by. This time by, he adds another 0.5 to it. 1.3 is the advantage for Jonathan Davenport over Bobby Pierce, who's now in second. Corey Hedgecock third. He's got that proverbial rear view mirror full of the 20 of Jimmy Owens.
Costner's had a couple of good nights right now, running in that top 10 right now in position number 6 for the West Virginia driver. But right now it's all Jonathan Davenport. Stretches it out to 3. Pierce, Hitchcock, Owens, and Stormy Scott.
You look back now on the battle for 7th. That's Hudson O'Neal in the Rocket 1. Devin Moran in the 99. Kyle Bronson in the 40B against 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. On your screen, Michael Chilton has worked his way now up inside the top 10. Just as we say that, he just got worked around by the 11 of Spencer Hughes.
Devin Moran and Hudson O'Neal battling it out. That is for position 7 and 8. Davenport leads 1.2 seconds. The advantage, 10 in the books, 15 to go. Side-by-side battle between Spencer Hughes and Kyle Bronson. We're going to gain some more valuable points. He was third in that second 25-lapper last night.
Spence, look at Spence on the bottom. Got that Craig and Shannon Sims. Professional concrete cutting sponsor, number 11 on the inside. He's going to take that spot away from Kyle Bronson officially at the stripes and move Spencer Hughes up to 9th. Back up towards the front of the field. There's your battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Corey Hitchcock continues to turn back the challenges of both Jimmy Owens, and a good run tonight for Stormy Scott in the 2S.
Stormy Scott looking for his way around the outside of Owens. Here comes Costner in that Line X 66C down the back straightaway. It is still Hitchcock, Owens, Scott, Costner. That's 4th through 6th. Moran 7th, O'Neal 8th. Spence is 9th. 10th is Bronson. 11th is Overton. 12th is Michael Chilton. But it is all 49 here at Florence in his second 25 lap.
It's all 49 for a few laps here, James, but a couple things that I've noticed. Number one, Jonathan Davenport quickly closing in on the back of the field, and he's just about a couple laps away from picking up the tail end of this field. Number two, Bobby Pierce has quietly closed in on him over the last few laps. What was a 1.5-second lead? Got trimmed down to 1.3. The last time by, that lead was less than a second.
Pierce sparked the backstretch wall. He's got the momentum up top, down the main straightaway. It's still Jonathan Davenport. Last year's number 1 ranked dirt label driver at the end of the year. This year's number 1 right now is Bobby Pierce, 0.8 of a second. As you see the eyeball test into turn 3 behind the 111 of Max Blair.
We just shook the magic 8 ball.
Excuse me, the 99 Boo Briggs.
Close. I just shook the magic 8 ball. It says yes for your eyeball test. Down to 0.7, so it's gone from 1.5 to 1.3 to 0.9 to 0.8 to 0.7. Pierce has been quicker each of the last 6 laps amidst lap traffic, James. This time by, they'll be coming around to 8 laps to go, and something just flew off of somebody's car. Right there, you saw it off the screen. I don't know what it was, and I'm not entirely sure where it went, but we stay green flag racing.
8 laps to go. It's Davenport, Pierce, 0.8 of a second. Hitchcock, Stormy Scott, Jimmy Owens.
What a move by JD.
Through traffic. I tell you, if this thing stays green, oh man, that was close into turn 1. Davenport, Pierce goes right through the middle. How about the ground he made up trying to give it off the wall?
Wow.
Man.
High-speed game of cat and mouse here at Florence.
Oh, baby.
Here comes Pierce on the outside. Man. In the 32, there's no room. He'll try to cross him over down the front straightaway. 6 laps to go. Pierce with a slider on Jonathan Davenport. JD's going to cross him over down the back straightaway. Sparklers and Snakes side by side for the lead here in Florence.
5 laps to go coming up. Davenport and Pierce side by side into turn 4. And Bobby Pierce is going to take the lead. Cuts right behind Kai Blight. What a move with 5 to go, the lead. And now Davenport works the bottom. And Davenport takes the lead.
Davenport back out momentarily. Bobby Pierce, though, able to get back by him this time by. There will be 4 laps to go. Bobby Pierce, oh, he's
man,
again crossover.
Weiscarver, look out. Oh, man. Pierce will drift up the track behind Doug Brown. Davenport, Stormy Scott has climbed to 3rd, by the way, in the 2S, but he's 4 seconds behind this battle for the lead. Out of turn 4, 3 laps to go.
If Pierce is able to get by Doug Drown right here, he's got a clear track in front of him for at least a lap or so, and he does. He's able to clear Doug Drown coming off corner number 4, but he still lets that right rear hang out too far coming off the corner and bounces off the Florence concrete.
He is going for it. He could be the top point man after the night. That'll give him an invert of 4. 2 laps to go. It's Pierce, Davenport, Stormy Scott, Hitchcock. How about Costner? Matt Costner 5th. Moran, O'Neal, Owens, Hughes, Bronson.
There's the advantage. that Bobby Pierce has. He's bounced off the wall coming off turn number 2 each of the last 3 laps. White flag is out, 4/10 of a mile remaining for the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. 9/10 of a second, the advantage he has over Superman Jonathan Davenport. As they head into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is in the air for the second straight night. The smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, gets a win. Jonathan Davenport second. Stormy Scott third, a good run for him. Corey Hedgecock fourth, and Devin Moran gonna come up and grab that 5th spot away. No, Matt Cosner got him at the line. Cosner gets the 5th spot ahead of Devin Moran. Hudson O'Neal 7th, Jimmy Owens 8th, Spencer Hughes 9th, and Kyle Bronson will unofficially round out the top 10 in a race that had all 24 starters finish. Unofficially, it was Brandon Overton 11th, Adam Stricker 12th, Michael Chilton 13th, Donald McIntosh 14th, and Tristan Chamberlain 15th. 16th, Robbie Hensley, 17th, Ross Robinson, 18th, Kent Robinson, 19th, Doug Drown, and Jesse Wisecarver 20th. Again, unofficially, Kai Blake 21st, Cody Evans 22nd, David Brazil 23rd, and Boom Briggs 24th.
3 different leaders, Dustin. Corey Hedgecock, Jonathan Davenport, Bobby Pierce.
In a 25-lapper.
That was wild. How about Stormy Scott? He'll be on the podium here tonight. And that battle between Cosner and Moran, highly entertaining inside the top 10. And what a race for the lead, Ben Shelton.
Man, the lap traffic and moves. And Davenport at time made moves, and you thought that's what's going to lock up the win. And then Bobby Pierce, here he comes. he's on a tear right now. Last night he got his 15th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. Tonight is 16th. He now has 4 of those this year. He's topped 4 of them. He won at Fairbury. He, of course, won the Gopher 50. And he's won 2 nights in a row here as prelim features. And now his win total in the year up to 22. And we're talking about, you know, him and Thornton Jr., James, you talked about the money on the line this year and what they're doing. Those two just keep collecting the big checks.
Yeah, the top 2 in the country go both wins here tonight with Thornton and Pierce. It'll be interesting to see how this lineup will stack up tomorrow night. Again, the top point man with the invert of 4 in the first heat tomorrow night. The second highest point man will start 4th in heat number 2 and so on, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, we know one thing for sure. Bobby Pierce is going to be the top points guy, 2 wins. I think Ryan Gustin's going to be up there in the thick of things. And I tell you what, there's a lot of guys that have shown flashes of being really good here this weekend. Tonight we see 7th to 3rd with Stormy Scott. Corey Hedgecock, nothing to hold his head about as he led early. And Jimmy Owens also starting to get into the thick of things. Mike Marler's been strong. It is going to be anybody's ball game. And that's the thing, guys. We just saw these amazing racing in 25 lappers. We're going 100 laps tomorrow night for $75,000.
How about those moves coming off of turn 4 for Pierce, cutting down low? Simply unbelievable.
Well, it kind of looked like one of those Illinois bull rings,
Yes.
but on a bigger scale. That's the way he raced it. And man, I tell you what, you know, you look at what guys, those Illinois guys, they can go and they can race any track like a bull ring. And I've always said, DJ and James, Florence kind of races like a big bull ring. It's kind of like I-80 used to race. It was like a
Correct.
big bull ring.
That's exactly right. So Pierce down there on the minimum weight pound per lap burn off 25 pounds. Here comes the droop check, and it's good.
James saw it from the tower, eagle eye up there.
We
with
got
you,
the
DJ.
eagle eye, brother.
Well, Jonathan Davenport, he's going to be a little bit heartbroken tonight, but I tell you what, he's got a car that could get his 3rd title tomorrow night. He comes home in 2nd. We'll talk with him. We'll talk with Stormy Scott, the Jason Durham wrench number 2S. He comes home in 3rd, but we wait on Bobby Pierce to make his way back out, and it is official. Your winner here tonight, Bobby Pierce in feature number 2. Current World of Outlaws late model feature winner. And guys, you know, when you talk about these crown jewels, I should say points leader, it's only appropriate. The 2 points leaders for the 2 national tours, they win tonight. Ricky Thornton Jr., the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point leader, wins the first feature. The World of Outlaw point leader, Bobby Pierce, wins the second one as he pulls off the steering wheel. He put the Hoosier neckband on, waiting on him to climb out of the race car. For the second night in a row, he's going to be on the top of the Big River Steel podium here in Lucas Oil Victory Lane, his 4th V1 feature win of the year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. They got Sunoco flag down there waiting on him. The Cajun Pulls, Hoker Trucking entry. Race fans, let him hear it. Bobby Pierce wins feature number 2. Bobby, they've had to cut down like 3 forests this year for all the confetti that you've got everywhere that you've been. Talk to me about this one. Hedgecock gets out there, then JD gets out there. You get into lap traffic. What starts going through your mind as the lap traffic gets heavier and heavier?
It was tough. They kept washing out on the front stretch there and made it really hard for me. I about knocked the wall down the one time. I was in a death slide like I had there at Deer Creek when I lost that prelim race because of it and hit the wall. But it made it interesting, made it a lot of fun. It somewhat helped me catch JD there, and the middle was starting to get slicker and slicker. I think that's why I was able to eventually get to him, but wasn't much cushion up there. I was kind of using the wall a lot. I've raced Fairbury and Cedar Lake, and this has been the same quarter panel and spoiler, and I haven't changed it yet. And now, here we change it. So, but a fun night. JD did a heck of a job there. I think we were about even through the middle, and I knew if I was going to catch him and pass him, I was going to have to figure something out, and just kind of started sending it up there and worked out.
Even there late in the race, you get to the lead, and you're racing like JD's right there on you. Were you unsure if you were able to pull away, or is that just Bobby Pierce 2023 where it's everything every lap?
Yeah, I mean, I know if I made a bobble up there, he could probably catch me pretty quickly if he found something again. Sometimes you're the leader, and when you get past, you kind of turn up the wick because you might find something out that they're doing better than you. So, just had to stay going. I knew there was just a few laps to go, and Carnegie told me he's tired of me having big leads and then not having big leads on the last lap and it being too close to call. So told me to make sure I keep gassing on it. And, I got to give a huge shout-out to all these fans who are watching. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. Hopefully we can get the thing done. I guess we'll be starting 4th in the heat race, though, but yeah.
We don't know many things. We know that 100%. You will be starting 4th in a heat race. Bobby, who do you want to thank?
Oh, for sure. I got to give a huge shout-out to Zach, OG Zach, working his butt off, doing 2 jobs back there. Carnegie, Lika, my dad, Will, Amanda, my mom, Abby, slinging the merch up there. Of course, all my sponsors, Rear Grand Waste Services, Hoker Trucking, Bloomington Normal Truck Performance, Carnegie Towing, Lika Tree Services, Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota of Danville, Mesilla Valley Transportation, VP Racing Fuels, Longhorn, Bilstein, Vitco Race Engines, Swift Springs, Go Lithium Batteries, ProFab Headers, Fast Shafts, Wildwood. Everybody else that helps me out, huge thank you.
All right, just in case you win tomorrow night, do you have a broom back in the trailer you can bring out here?
We got some brooms for sure, but I'm not going to say that. It's super tough. We've only raced 25 laps, so 100 laps is a big, big difference. And we'll have to see how the track turns out, but starts with the heat races, man. We're normally qualifying good, so we start 4th. We'll see what happens.
Race fans, Bobby Pierce goes to victory lane once again here tonight. We'll catch up with your second place finisher, Jonathan Davenport. He led laps 5 through 19, I believe, as he's hiding from me back here. Now, damn it, Jonathan, you know I can't see over tall stuff. There we go. JD, you got to the lead, man. This car was a rocket ship, and what happened?
Bobby, he just runs the fence better than about anybody. There ain't many people can do that. But felt like we made some gains tonight over last night. We just went a little too far. I think it didn't drive perfect, and to beat somebody running a wall as good as he does, you about got to be perfect through the middle. But I feel like we'll get better the longer the race went. In that condition. So, I was happy. I got to thank, Tyler and Corey for everything they do for us, Nutri-Nag Solutions. Everybody that sticks with us, it's kind of been an up and down year so far, but we've been doing in these prelims, just ain't put the 100 lappers together besides just one of them. So we'll go back and put our heads together and talk to all the guys at Longhorn and see if we can come up with a good combination and see if we can knock that 20 or 32 down.
Your defending champion, Jonathan Davenport, comes home in position number 2. DJ James, I'm going to toss it back up to you for just a second. We'll catch up with Stormy Scott.
Stormy Scott coming home in 3rd here tonight. I believe your Todd Steel Building's hard charger, Ross Robinson. That is unofficial, as you see Bobby Pierce down there. Another win. And trying to go for his 2nd North-South 101. Of course, his dad won it several years ago. He's in the house this weekend. Ben, down to you with the Stormy Scott. Good run for Storm tonight.
Stormy, I got to ask you see, these other two guys are parked, and you're parked like a half a mile from them. Was it, you think us fellow short guys, you wouldn't do me like that?
Yeah, well, I didn't even have no idea where to go, if they're going to pull that way or that way. So, of course, I went the wrong way, go figure. But
7th to 3rd, though. Talk about this race car tonight.
yeah, we had a really good car. We had a good car last night. Our result didn't show. But, hopefully with him doing this invert, hopefully we'll come close to hitting that about perfect. But I just got to thank Jason and Kyle for one. My grandparents, just all the sponsorships on this car. And, we went in the right direction tonight, and we got a pretty good car. So I think we got better as that race went on. So I feel like we should have a really good long race car. So let's see if we can get her done tomorrow.
All right, Stormy Scott, 10,000 last week at Brownstown, 3rd in the prelim here tonight. Guys, mod features waiting in the wings. We're going to step aside. We're going to thank some marketing partners. We come back here to Florence Speedway. MAP TV on Flow Racing. We continue the 41st annual Sunoco North-South 100 presented by Lucas Oil. Don't go anywhere.